WPA, prepare to have your ears tortured. It's From the Front Row with Johnathan T. Rokford.
What do you mean, what the hell have I meant the last 3 days? I had things to take care of. Huh? Did I see that video? Yeah, I had to stop watching that shit. That was probably the most vile piece of shit I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, I'll talk about it later. What's up, folks? It's me, Johnathan T. Rokford, with another edition of From the Front Row. And as we finished up a week and are halfway through War Games, sorry about the late posting, but hey, we were tired. No, I'm dead serious, folks. We were tired. Like, with a capital T. Tired. But we finally got some time, and it's Thanksgiving, folks. Turkey Day. Means eating, drinking, eating some more, watching some football. Forgetting about or trying to at least, about the vile, disgusting video we saw earlier today. But before we get to that, folks, last week Johnny Rocco was able to regain the Game Changer Championship. You know, a belt that he's made famous over the years. And to his credit, he defended it immensely with a bunch of sneak attacks, a move he made popular here in WPA. Defeating the likes of the badass Eddie Von Detti, Mac Blakely, the Blueprint, and Hakeo Jason Shepard. And just recently, beginning this week, he defeated JP DiMaggio, and kind of an inventive call out he did on him. Now, last week we had, of course, the Emperor in action, and of course, he must have scared his opponents off because they didn't show up after they saw what he was capable of producing. But he did entertain us with a couple of songs and dance before he went down and sat on commentary. Well, he sat at the Spanish announce table, so, you know, came in handy. Now, Casper 2779 took on Red Death, and Red Death was able to defeat him and gain some and impress the booker. And yeah, Casper not so much. Nothing impressive about him anymore. How are they still in the Goons? I really don't know. Now, Money MF and Mike took on Martel the Carpenter, and probably was going to be the worst loss of his career. He lost to Martel. Yes, he took an L to Martel the Carpenter. Now, I don't think this is the same Martel we're used to. Something's different about this one. It's like he's trying. I don't know. Maybe he moved out of Ohio. Now, in our next match, the Idol Steve Sampson took on Polish Power and defeated him. Not saying a lot, really. Now, the Beast took on Draven the Sledgehammer and gave him 3 Beast Bombs for showing up en route to a win. Which, hey, going into Survivor Week, you know, picking up a momentum because they got Trios Championships they're defending this week. We'll get into that a little bit later, too. Now, Johnny Rocco, after having 2 weeks of time limit draws and no contest, finally picked up a win against Shepard Bain, delivering to him the Charm City driver. But No, this it's just Canada Dry. It's like their humor. Now, South Bronx Savage and Street Fight Ken put on one hell of a match that ended in a time limit draw. I mean, that was a banger. Those two had an answer for each move the other had. Yeah. Oh man, did you? I mean, counter after counter, kick out after kick out, fighting on the outside of the ring, around the arena. I mean, it had everything in it. There was some storytelling in that match there. Now, Sean Puff took on the Darkstalker. And trying to figure out which one was going to win, that was one hell of a task. But Sean Puff was able to defeat the Darkstalker, which honestly at this point is not really saying much. No, it's not saying. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Remember the Darkstalker of the old? He was like, you'd face him and you'd actually be kind of worried about it. You'd see his name and you'd probably shaking your boots. Now it's just like, the Darkstalker. Hell, even Mel was not scared of him. Yeah, he called him the dork sucker yesterday at the meeting. Yeah, I'm glad he didn't hear that. When will he be back? Let's see. He's still healing up from that twisted ankle. Only he would fall down the stairs. And our number one contender match for the triple threat title, we had the Commish versus Quanny Fist versus Cloudy Diggs, and the Commish was able to pick up the win by pinning the man nobody wants to be pinned by, Quanny Fist. And then immediately was confused as to what match he was in. Yeah, he didn't know what the hell that match was. He had no idea what was at stake, which is probably good. Didn't get nervous. Now, Katz and Corey took on Lady Assassin and Mac Blakely in match 2 and picked up the win, pinning Mac Blakely. That guy lately, man. I mean, I thought JP DiMaggio fell hard when he lost his title. Man, Mac Blakely fell hard. He fell harder than JP DiMaggio. What's going on, dude? Where's the Mac Blakely that was the IC champ? That's the Mac Blakely we need to see. The Mac Blakely that challenged Johnny Rocco for the world title and probably could have defeated him had Johnny Rocco not made a comeback. Oh well. And our number one contender match for the television title, the First Lady took out some serious aggression on Bobby Blaze before defeating him and putting him in the Rose Garden. I swear Melvin was about to throw the towel and she was beating him mercifully and kept yelling, "I know what you did. I know it was you." Wonder what she was talking about. She had a lot of anger festering before that match started. You could tell it was in her face. You could see it in her face. I mean, yeah. I mean, she drew blood quicker than a Jon Moxley match. Still don't know what she was talking about, though. But she was the number one contender to the television title now. Now, in our number one contender match for the Intercontinental title, the Blueprint, who's been hot lately, Mr. Jackson Aries, took on the pinnacle of humanity, Adrian Christopher, and was able to defeat him, becoming number one contender to the Intercontinental title. I think he can do it. I mean, hey, he got the dead weight no more. I'm pretty sure he could be our next Intercontinental title holder. We shall see. Now, in tag team action, the tag team titles were on the line as Nerka Hanti and Masada looked to defend their titles against the Killer Goons. the sponsored athlete Jayla Masters and Mr. Grand Slam himself, first ever Grand Slam, Big Mel. And once again, Killer Goons can call themselves tag team champions as they defeated the Messiah and Nergahante. Are we surprised? I mean, I think we said they were going to win that. No surprise there. Hey, I'll tell you what, they put up a good fight, but it's Big Mel and Jayla Masters, though. I mean, come on. Who would bet against that team? And our Triple Threat Championship, the Super Champion King faced HKO, Jason Shepard, and Crusher LB. And HKO pinned the champ to become your new Triple Threat Champion. Money took on Lycan Umbras in defense of the television championship. And Lycan Umbras defeated Money to become your new television champion. Now, in the U.S. title match, Fat Thomas took on the notorious JP DiMaggio and retained his title. Yeah, rematch. You know, a lot of times you'll get a rematch, and sometimes the person that beat you is not holding your title. The fact that Fat Thomas was still holding that title, it's amazing. Well, because the guy can't win the Triple Threat title. He can win every other title, but the Triple Threat title, it's like it escapes him. He's having like a Johnny Rocco syndrome with the IC title. It took him, 2-3 years to win the IC title? Yeah. Now, speaking of the IC title, Badass Eddie Vendetti once again retained his title, defeating Mr. Businessman himself, James Altraz. Hey, it is what it is. No, yeah. Badass isn't Sharp Buff. He can actually retain his titles. And in our main event, the rematch we all waited for, Captain Mexico took on Jermaine Walker. And Jermaine Walker showed him why you don't anger a god, as he took the title from Captain Mexico and sent him packing. You thought I was going to say deported, didn't you? No, that's just racist. And once again, what? He's your 8-time WPA World Champion. Now, this week, as we've already begun, Survivor Series. 2 dark matches. Machete Ramos and Brasshole will be facing each other. I'm pretty sure neither one of them will probably show up. Nergahante will take on Captain Mexico, which should be a good match. Both lost titles, but both are title-worthy opponents. Just what title they'll be going for next remains to be seen. In a number 1 contender match for the WPA Triple Threat Championship, match 1 will see Shepard Bane taking on the Emperor 2K Anomalium and Money. Match 2 will once again see Bobby Blaze versus Polish Power versus the pinnacle of humanity, Adrian Christopher. And the number 1 contender match determined the next contenders for the tag team titles. Killer Goons, Money, MF, and Mike and Casper 2779 will take on the Order, Red Death, and Mac Blakely. I'm taking the Order on that one. I don't know, it's been a while since Killer Goons teamed up, especially Mike and Casper. I don't know, they haven't been that hot lately, so we'll see. And the number 1 contendership for the television championship, Lady Assassin will take on Crusher LB in our Intercontinental Championship Eliminator match. Non-title. but an opportunity. The badass Eddie Vendetti will face the idol Steve Sampson. If Steve Sampson wins, he will get a shot at the IC champ somewhere down the road. Number one contender match for the triple threat title. Number one contender triple threat match for the world title. It'll be JP DiMaggio taking on South Bronx Savage and the Street Fight King. I guess that match was so good they just had to have it. They wanted to see it again and just added another little needle to it. That's three tough competitors in one match, folks. That could be anybody's game right there. God forbid if they come to a tie. I wouldn't want to be the champ if that happens. Could you imagine if all three of them tie? Make it a fatal four-way. Our trios champs will be in action as Johnny Rocco and the Beast found a partner in former tag team champion, the Messiah, who technically never lost his trios championship. I mean, he just left. Never really lost the title. Can't lose a title if you're not there. But they will be facing Quanty Fist, Cloudy Diggs, and the Super Champion King. That's going to be a mess. I can tell that already. Yeah. Triple Threat Championship will be on the line in the first defense in a fatal four-way. HKO Jason Shepard will take on the returning Wolf Knight, the Commish, and Katzen Corey. And our television championship, like Umbas, will be facing the First Lady, Alexa Leslie. Our United States champion will be taking on a former stablemate of his, Martel the Carpenter. And our War Games match will see the God Complex take on the Agents of Hell. As Jermaine Walker and the Darkstalker have picked their teams and have started the matches with Jermaine Walker actually going first. And we had the return of Brian Lieber, folks. The Darkstalker threw in a surprise on his team. Now, rounding out Jermaine's team is the Essential Jalen Masters, James Altrez, the Blueprint Jackson Aries, and you know what, folks? What's the other guy's name that's on the team? You know, the homophobic slur slinging guy. The one with the limited vocabulary that obviously can't talk without using homophobic language, bigoted language. You know, the one that thinks he's relevant. No, whatever. Now, on the Darkstalkers team, it'll be the Darkstalker, of course, Big Mel, Sean Puff, Brian Lieber. Welcome back. We like Brian Lieber. Hey, if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have had our first story. And Draven the Sledgehammer. Pretty good teams, with the exception of one person. Yeah. Now, at stake is the Darkstalker's mask and a title shot for the World Championship. That's some stipulation right there. It should be a bloody mess. But we shall see who will come out on top, folks. Nah, I'm not making no pick on there. You know, honestly, to be honest, I kind of question just one pick on the God's team, the God Complex, but kind of the weak link there. But we'll see. I mean, shit. I mean, I could find a couple of weak links on the Darkstalkers team. So it's like I said, evenly matched. It's anybody's game. But I'm pretty sure the God, who does not like to lose, will do everything in his power to make sure his team comes out on top and he gets that mask. Yeah, me personally, I thought they were going to go one-on-one and just battle it out. inside of a Hell in a Cell match or something like that. But hey, you know, they picked their team. This would be good practice for like Jackson Aries, who's got an Intercontinental title match coming up. Yeah, because he's going to need it. Yeah, going up against the badass Eddie Vendetti. Fuck yeah, he's going to need all the help and practice he can get before he faces that guy. So, speaking of facing people, now let's talk about the elephant in the room, folks. And I don't mean Fat Thomas. I mean the other elephant. We started to watch a video yesterday until we heard the most disgusting language come across that video. And that's saying a lot for WPA. But folks, we've talked about this before, folks. How far is too far? Seriously. It seemed to be the person whose name we're not going to say was mad because somebody didn't say his name and decided to vent, but couldn't do so without using homophobic slurs in his speech pattern. I'm not going to lie, folks. I didn't have that much respect for the person in the first, maybe a little bit, but I have absolutely no respect for that person no more. And you can go and you can say, "Oh, it's just a promo. It's just this," but nah, that's not flying it. And honestly, you could tell the person that didn't say your name probably because they don't like you, like for real. You know, if you think hate generates good views and all that, let's put it this way: you recently had a birthday. Nobody told you happy birthday in WPA, but two people. Other birthdays, you'll see about at least 10 comments in there wishing them happy birthday. And I have to also wonder about the people that actually hit the like button or thought that promo was pretty fire. I don't know. Making me question you. What is it going to take, folks, for you to realize that sometimes you can go too far? I'm serious, Flip. Like, what is it going to take? If said individual had been using racial slurs, would you still be congratulating them? Saying it was a fire promo? I'm just saying, folks. But needless to say, we're not going to ever say that person's name. No. Why? I've lost respect for that person. Not that I had really that much anyway. After the last thing. You know, it's kind of hypocritical. That same person will call somebody a baby about something, talking about their crybaby or snowflake or whatever, but crying because somebody didn't say their name. Then, when they make a reference to him, get mad again. Pick your battle. Oh yeah, then we'll like hide behind an anonymous post, like as if at this point, folks, the people that post anonymously, people know who you are, like dead ass. You might as well not even post anonymous. It's so obvious who posts anonymous just by what you post. You know, you're like the kids on online gaming that talk shit because nobody can see you, or the guys that hide behind the keyboards and troll people online because nobody can find you. To be honest, half of you that talk that shit, I guarantee you'd probably get your ass whooped in the streets. You're not as tough as you think you are. Yeah, I said what I said. Oh, and person whose name I'm not going to say, if you think you're going to come at me, I will bury you. And I don't have to use homophobic slurs to do it. Happy Thanksgiving, folks. I'm Johnathan T. Rokford. Peace. What? Oh, no, Philip's not going to be here. He's back home visiting family. What? Probably told who the pick of the week was? Oh, it was like it. Yeah, it was like a. Philip told me before he was on the. Before he got on the plane. Oh, that's a good bit. I mean, Melvin. He never done anything to me. Yeah. Nah. What? Yeah, we can get that. No, we are not going to Fat Thomas barbecue. Whatever, Flip. That thick dish.